Hello.
The gates are shut.
The gates are shut. Just like my mind. It's shut to any and all, except peculiarity. Hello, Jimmy. How you doing? You alright? I'm not good at improv. How you doing? You doing well? It's hot. It's very hot. It is really rather warm today. Not quite reaching the 40s that I had a couple of weeks ago, but it's still pretty darn hot. I don't know what it's like for you over there. Let's get some Ziegler going in the background. Yes, it is. It's really rather warm. Trying to get decent air circulating here, which is not ideal. Well, it is ideal, but the conditions under which I'm trying to get it to work are not ideal. 8 o'clock and it's 31 degrees. Oh no. King Vader. Oh, it's been a while. What's it like here? What's the weather here? Probably it's 25 at the moment, but still hotter than I'd like. It's going to cool down the next few days, though, not too much, but it's not going to reach the 30s like it has been. Hopefully, if the weather forecast is correct. But yeah. How's all in the world, apart from warm? So yeah, let's do some stuff. I'm definitely prepared for this. Don't worry about it. Swoosh. To a blank canvas. What preparation? Marvelous. It almost fits the screen. Right, so what I did between streams, done a couple of things between streams. Number one, I updated the Project Via gallery with everything, as far as I can tell. And I also made a list of all the things that I said I'd draw and haven't. That I think is 50 things at the last count. I haven't actually listed them as 50. And it'd be nice to do some drawings of them, because I said I would. So yeah. Pick a number between 1 and 50. There's gonna be a range if I leave it up to randomness. Nice little drawings. Yeah, definitely little. Some of them are little. What and what? 50. 50. Bullseye. Half a ton. 2.5 scores. 27. Oh god, now I've got to count. Again, I didn't actually list these. Well, I've got a list, but it's not numbered. Okay, cool. Let's get the drawing I did of that. For I have probably exported it to a thing. There. This is what you chose. Now, whether we do the place or the place and the thing or not, I don't know. Yeah, this was an idea I had for the caves of lizards that have taken over a sort of terracotta army-esque installation of statues and have broken off all the heads and are slinging them. You chose stuff for your own place, yes. Slinging heads around, I thought it'd be fun. Okay, I reckon I could use this as a basis. Probably just not going to give it the full painterly treatment for this one. I might do a kind of, maybe if I've got time, sort of concept art, black and white, sort of rough painting for the area. But for now, let's just do a little of the thing. I quite like this design of just sort of wraps of bandages. Don't know why. As if they are mummified or what have you. Yes. Let's just... Are there any changes I'd like to make to this? What else could be fun? What else would you find from some things that have taken over, who have no respect for archaeology? And are just there to stop people getting near? Or maybe not. Maybe they're the other way around. Maybe they're like, well, if maybe they're trying to defend it against, I can't remember his name, the bad archaeologist. And they're like, well, if he gets here, he's going to ruin the whole thing. So a few heads, it's not going to hurt. What was the name of the archaeologist? I can look at the gallery, can't I? Let's go to the gallery. Sir Legault. Can't remember why it was called Sir Legault. Pretty sure there was a reason, but I've forgotten it. Because it's about as fun to be around as standing on Lego. Oh, he looked like a Lego man. I see. Right. Simple enough. No, I'll just do this. This seems nice enough. Simple little thing. Nothing too complicated. Yeah. Let's have with the face. What sort of... Am I going to do my sort of doodle style? Why not? Because we want him to go away. Hi Ragdoll, how you doing? Yeah, I'll just do this in my quick doodle style. Try and get through these. That's probably a bit too thick. I've developed a doodle style. As made famous in my Poltermon comics. Support me on Patreon now for exclusive comics. Try and get back to doing one of those a week as well. Yeah, so I mentioned this in the main Discord, but really desperately this week trying to be productive because I've been pretty lackadaisical and distracted of many a thing of late. And I thought, you know what, this week let's actually, head down, let's get on with it, do it proper. Have some sort of professional responsibility. If the systems in place are not good enough, change the systems, etc, etc. Anyway, today I had my first migraine. So that was fun. And I can't remember which of you it was. I think it might have been Kiro, but I might be wrong. Who described sort of having migraines and, losing vision a bit and seeing flashing lights. And my bot's dead as well. That's annoying. It also has a migraine. You gonna behave now? You gonna behave? You alright? Yeah, I can't remember who it was who described the feeling of having a migraine and so on and so forth, but I do want to thank them, whoever they were. I'm pretty sure it's Kiro. Because were it not for me knowing that those symptoms are of a migraine, I would have been freaking the hell out. I have health anxiety as it is. Sudden blindness is not a symptom you ignore. It's very weird. It's very weird. I was doing commissions for Dark, and it was like when you stare at a bright light and you can't. There's just like a little patch that you can't see properly, and it was like that. And I was like, oh, whatever, just subconsciously ignore it. And then I realized, hang on, I haven't looked at any lights. That's an issue. And it's kind of getting intermingled with the bits of my drawing tablet protective cover that have come off because I haven't replaced it in 6 years. And I thought, maybe this is eye strain or something. Maybe I should go and rest. And so I sat down and I rested and I tried to do a Sudoku. And I looked at one of the boxes in a Sudoku, and I thought to myself, I should be able to see the ones next to it, right? It's very good if you want to test your periphery or your, how much you're actually able to see. Sudoku is very good because it has clearly marked boxes. So yeah, anything to the right of what I was looking at was just gone. And then it got worse. It grew and it grew and it grew, and then suddenly things started flashing, and I'm like, yep, this is a migraine. So yeah, it's fun. You fear for your life every time something like that happens every now and then. Or even now you don't have migraines anymore. Yeah, it is real spooky. It's real spooky. And I had one of those things where it's like, I didn't get a headache immediately. I got one like 10 minutes later, which incidentally was enough time to book an appointment with an optometrist. So it was my brain allowed me the time to actually, seek professional help. But that doesn't mean I have to pay for an optometrist now, so yay. That's fine. Looking after your mom's parrot, you'll be here later. Ooh. Not every day you get to say that. I mean, if it was every day you get to say that, then you should probably stop calling it your mum's parrot. But, so yeah, I'd rather hope I don't have to go through any of those again, but migraines are a thing in my family. So my dad gets them. My nan, bless her, she used to get proper ones, where you have like, can't leave a darkened room for 2 days. I just got a headache for half an hour and the inability to see out of my right eye. Vision's always the first to go for you as well, and then just a worst headache, because yours was caused by ventilation issues at school. It usually went away whenever you were sent home, though only after throwing up everything you'd eaten. I did get nausea. It's been a very long time since I felt nauseous. So that's unpleasant. Again, I'm sort of the victim of my own good luck with health, which is that I don't really have health problems, so when I do, I freak out. It's like, that's not the worst problem to have in the world, let's face it. Got to a point where little you was actually relieved to be throwing up because it meant the headache went away. Oh dear. I mean, to be fair, like, throwing up should be associated with, like, a relief of some sort, because that's kind of the point of throwing up. Still unpleasant, but if you have to program your brain to think something, it's not a bad one. But yeah, I'm glad you don't get them anymore, at the very least. I was worried about the ventilation thing, because, I'm currently streaming with all my windows closed. This room does not get great ventilation as it is. I think a lot of mine might have something to do with... I have had a lot of caffeine of late, because it's been very cold. It's been very hot. And my only source of cold drinks is canned drinks that I put in the fridge. And the canned drinks that I have caffeine. This looks so cool. Your sound is off. I can draw R's. Right R's. Your sister-in-law has chronic migraines. You feel sorry for her. Yeah. But yes, I have an appointment with an optometrist, which is more expensive than I thought it would be. If anyone wants commissions, let me know. This is annoying, because this morning I was umming and ahhing about buying a sample library. I don't have many monetary vices in the world. I don't drink or smoke or like fast cars or anything like that. Most of my vices are gluttonous, and usually involve pasta. But if there is a financial vice I have, it's buying instruments. And I keep finding nice virtual instruments to buy. And I found one not too long ago. So this isn't one of those instances where I've been looking at it for like 3 years and going, oh, should I buy it? Should I buy it? No, this one's relatively new. But it's on sale at the moment. It's like 100 quid off. It's 150 quid instead of 250 quid. Which is quite expensive. But also, it's got a lot of stuff in it. And also, quite crucially, it has a lot of stuff, none of which I have anything even closely approximating it, because it's a pack of medieval and Renaissance instruments. It's like, oh, that sounds amazing. I want that. I want 5 recorders and 6 lutes and a hurdy-gurdy and a crumb horn. A little larger for this. But yeah, just as I was umming and ahhing, it's like, oh, should I buy it? Should I buy it? Migraine comes along, and I'm like, oh, great, now I've got to pay for an optometrist. That's a shame. She's a couple of years older than you. Think like this year or last year was the first time in her life she got some experimentary meds that allowed her to have a migraine less than once a month. Wonderful. I'm glad there's a bit of positive news there. Obviously, we'd rather it had happened sooner, but circumstances be circumstances. Okay, now for the middle bit. But hey, first world problems. Migraine to migraine. They're freaky. But I'm alive. Wasn't an aneurysm. So, not that I know of anyway. Be very surprised if it was. So you know, can't complain too much. But I would endeavour to try and work out the source of it and make sure it doesn't happen again. Because screw that. Hello, Doc. How are you? What experience do you have with migraines? I said that as if it's like grains belonging to me. No, migraines. I'm also assuming these statues are human. Which is a bit of an assumption. We can change that, I guess. You get migraines because of heat? Oh, bloody hell. Well, I hope occasionally you get to work in the freezer section. Work was fun in the heatwave, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I've never had one before, and it freaked me the hell out. The idea of doing it at work is my word. Welcome to make up another fantasy race that these statues could be made of. I mean, that's true, but I am already in the process of drawing it. So, I mean, I'm saying this is the head, as if A, it has to be the head, and B, these things had one. Use of the definite article implies just the bottom thing. Yeah, use of the definite article implies uniqueness. Anyway, how are you doing, Dark? You having fun? It's not, well, it's quite warm today, but it's not heat wave at least. And it's awful. Keep it simple. Better. Maybe there are different statues with different heads. This one just happens to be humanoid. True, true. I did have the idea of it being a little cracked there. I was also wondering, with regards to Project Via, whether it would be advantageous to big lines on the outside. Maybe after we've sort of done a big old, you know, once we've spun the wheel a bunch of times and we've got a lot of ideas and we're sort of running out of steam, maybe it's worth doing like a little sort of mini draw through of the whole thing. Just actually try and work out what the story would be, how the game would go, and then rather than just leaving it as a mishmash of ideas that we've sort of forgotten how it all goes together. And by we, I mean I. I'm sure Chibi and Ragdoll remember. You're good, you had a sort of session 0 for more players, but only one was able to turn up due to time zones and sickness. Just ended up world building with one of the other players working out population sizes and such. Well, at least it was fruitful. At least it was full of fruit. Lots of maths, working out current populations, increases and decreases because of wars, relocations, etc. Neat. Here we go. Anyway, yeah, I had my first ever migraine while doing commissions for you, Dark, so I get to blame you. I'm now going to charge double for danger pay. It's all the rats. Oh, I wasn't even drawing anything thematically appropriate. Whose silly idea was it to have all those little spikes? I don't know, bloody designers. Have some fun with bandages. I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? Yeah! Your parrot's sitting in your niece's board, so you're a bit flaky. Oh no. Well, I hope the parrot's being nice to you at least. How do lines work? Don't set on the parrot, they hate that. Then it will become an ex-parrot. Etc., etc. This is the problem with me, is I'm capable of doing something like this, which is perfectly acceptable for what we're doing. But because I've done things like that poppy picture that I'm really proud of, that took half an hour, but inexplicably if I try and do that for anything else it takes many hours and looks worse. I just feel like I always have to do something like that. Yeah, it's like I had that picture of the rat that levels with you. And I considered that's not a proper drawing. I wouldn't put that in the gallery. It's perfectly acceptable. It gets the idea across. A line is the shortest distance between 2 points. The geodesic, right? I mean, I guess that in like ancient Greek axiomatic geometry, a line isn't really defined. It's just a thing that has properties according to the axiom. It'll fluff up again. Yeah, give it a shake like a pillow. Gonna give it a shake, a little bit of a pat, and it'll be fluffed up. Good as new. Can't make the Mona Lisa every time. Yeah, but one time would be nice. Did you see what I did last October, trying to draw like Vincent van Gogh? There's a reason I haven't put Da Vinci on my list of styles. Mona Lisa wasn't a work they liked. Yeah. Funny what. I mean, to be fair, if you look at the Mona Lisa, it's a good painting, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of good paintings from around the same time. Not entirely sure why that one caught on. There's definitely ones I prefer, but then again, my taste is weird, so I don't think you should necessarily pay attention to that. If I haven't put spikes on the elbows explicitly, I think I turned them into shredded wrappings. That's fine. It's Van Gogh didn't make the Mona Lisa. I know it looked okay. Part of me wants to save face and say, I was giving an example of something that I've tried in the style of a famous artist, etc., etc. But I did start the sentence confusing Van Gogh and Da Vinci. But it was halfway through the sentence that I realized it wasn't. So I kind of tried to change tack a little bit. I'm happy to admit I'm an idiot. Their styles are very different. Yes. Da Vinci's a bit more conservative. More of the era. Van Gogh was trying all sorts of strange things. One of my favorite, Van Gogh was a big fan of Japanese prints. There was a big craze around the time of Japanese art influencing Western art, and rightfully so. They're very different styles, and as a consequence, merging them together and learning from each other expands the horizons. But one of my favorite things is there was a period of Japanese printmaking. Various eras sort of have different names associated to them and stuff, and I'm no expert on this, but there's a sort of style era, I guess, called Shinhanga. And I love Shinhanga. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Well, it depends on the piece, obviously, but the general sort of use of... Bearing in mind it's all printmaking, so it's all like you carve the wooden blocks and then you put the ink on the block and then you print it and then you print several hundred copies, etc., etc. But if you look at Shinhanga, God, the amount of blocks they must have needed for one picture. So many colours blended together. But the thing I like about it, I was trying to place my finger on what it is about it that just sort of feels so different to earlier Japanese art. Other than the use of colour and perspective and stuff like that. And I think if you look up Shinhanga, it feels like the missing link between old Japanese art and early anime. A lot of Shinhanga just looks like the background in an early anime. It's got that same feel to it. And it makes perfect sense as to why that's the case, but it's odd to think of those things as connected because they were so far apart. I don't know. I should specify Shinhanga's like, pre-World War II. It's like, I don't know exactly the era, but it's pretty darn old. Isn't the Mona Lisa also a piece that a lot of Da Vinci students replicated? You vaguely remember that, so it's a bit of an art practice kind of piece. Nice. I can see why an artist at the time wouldn't feel too proud of the Mona Lisa. That's like us seeing all the amazing art online and thinking they're to our own. Yep. There's a lot of... The internet has shown that great art can be made by so many different people. It's not as exclusive a skill as might have previously been thought, which is my suspicion as to why a lot of art has... a lot of the art world have moved on to things that are more abstract and things like that, because they've realised that they can't commoditize something that is more common than they thought. That's my theory. But the consequence of that is you get to see lots and lots of people who are extremely good at art and go, oh. Well then. Fine. That is at least one student's copy of the Mona Lisa, because that's how they found the good old Lisa had eyebrows. Yeah, it was changed over time, wasn't it? It's hardly a masterpiece if it has alterations. Well, then again, the word masterpiece itself is an interesting one, because the masterpiece was the thing that you made, was the last thing you made before becoming a master. It's like the thing that you ended your apprenticeship with. The thing to prove that you are now good enough to be a master was your masterpiece. And it sort of lost that meaning over time. It's all good and valid. I mean, in any creative discipline. I was listening to a podcast today. Ruhalustapa, for anyone who is interested. And it's hosted by a comedian, stand-up comedian, and the guest was a stand-up comedian, and they've both been in stand-up for a very long time. Well, one less so than the other, I guess. Obviously, it's very unlikely that they started on the same day. And they're talking about how of their peer groups, a lot of the other people who they worked with have gone on to have like international superstardom, and they're just sort of plodding along doing their thing, and how that can, you know, lead to professional jealousies and all that sort of stuff. But it's worth. What was it they were saying is that you look at their career and you think that could have been my career, but then you realize that no, that's the career they went on to do because that's what they do, and I'm now doing this little weird career which is not what they would do because it's the thing that I would do, you know. For better or worse, Da Vinci wouldn't make The Outliers. That's for me, he says, having not made an Outliers comic for a while. Well, I did write one yesterday. Actually, I wrote 2. Why we didn't finish Dead Island. That's coming soon. Da Vinci could never. I'm not sure what's going on with the actual physiology of this thing. It's just sort of like lots of pipe cleaners. That's what lizards are, right? Lizards are just pipe cleaners with spikes. Anyway, who's going to convince me to buy this medieval sample pack? Probably better off trying to convince me not to. But... Have I mentioned it's hot? It's very hot. It's fine. You sure FromSoft just made it as they went with their snack people? I mean, I guess it depends on the games. There's a lot of different types of snack people in the series. I like the newer ones, the ones in Elden Ring, because they got spaghettified. Big fan of spaghettifying things in Elden Ring. It's a surprising amount of things in the game are spaghettified. They threw the spaghetti on the wall and then turned it into a monster. New ones are cute, yeah! And you get like, what's her name? Rhea? Can't remember her name. Bad with names. Cute snacks. I was gonna give him a belly button, but I guess it doesn't need that either, does it? Probably not much need if you're born from an egg. But are they? They may appear as lizards in our world. Actually, they don't look anything like lizards in our world. I don't know what this is. Let's go, Rhea. Yee. Let's see, I missed her quest. I buggered up by doing the area first. I screwed up by playing the game and experiencing a series of events. And have consistent toes on this. Possible toenails, claws, I guess. A consistent look and a consistent name would be nice. Anyway, I've talked enough about Elden Ring. I don't know what else to talk about, really. I'll be perfectly honest, the migraine has taken up most of my day. So... it's migraines and commissions, and it's probably best not to talk about commissions. Diddling! Look at her go! I imagine she'd be a lot slower than that. Dancing. That's way too energetic. Talk about Elden Ring. Don't talk about things. Don't not talk about things you like. I like double negatives, or I don't not like them anyway. I haven't been paying attention to what's going on with this leg, so I'm not entirely thrilled with this either. Maybe it just does that. That's more like it. Yeah. Oh, do you remember that History channel that I shared the other day that it turns out is made by somebody who's the CEO of the company that makes Sniper Elite, even though he looks like he should exist solely in a medieval reenactment society. He posted something on YouTube the other day. YouTube, I can't remember what they're called. Comments, but the YouTube, just a text post. YouTube, Twitter, whatever it's called. Community posts, I think that's it. And he says that finally he's gotten around to playing The Witcher, or Witcher 3. And boy howdy, he's finding it quite difficult trying to ride the horse, because he rides actual horses and he's like, this is very unintuitive. I was like, I never really thought about that. Like, the act of actually riding a horse is, I assume, involves quite a lot of different parts of your body, and trying to translate that into a controller thing. For somebody who hasn't ridden a horse, no problem. You just treat it like a car or whatever. But if you have a kind of an intuitive understanding of this is how you control horse, and then you have to control horse in video game, and you're like, no! Yeah, and then he just sort of went off on this thing of like, you know, under what circumstances could you actually replicate that feeling? Would you need like a kind of VR setup? It was just a kind of an interesting little thing. He wasn't like sort of bashing on the game or anything. It was just like, it just feels so strange. Mostly control a horse with your knees. Yeah. New Nintendo Knee controller. The Nintendo Knee. It's just a Wii emote, but they've super glued it to a knee pad. The new Wii pad. Always good to get the action lines in. This was one thing I was taught by Neil Buchanan. Action lines. Art attack. I still can't remember the theme tune to that. Your knees and the horse's goodwill. Horses have no goodwill, only fear. There's a Wii remote dangling from a knee pad with a little wrist strap, now repurposed as a knee strap, and it hits your shin every single move. That sounds about right. Horses can be good big dogs. Yes, but unfortunately dogs can be bad horses, so... I'm gonna do something with color on the chest. I won't do it with a line. This annoys me. That is not good. That's doable. Horses get freaked out by rabbits and toss you off. They do what now? Terms of service, Ragnar. I guess I should give them a back thing just to make the number of fingers and toes match. Give them a thumb, as it were. Toe thumb. Which means I now have to turn that into that. And that's not how the perspective works at all, is it, Chris? No! Marginally better. The point of doing this style is to make it nice and smooth. You're gonna be all scribbly about it. You only have yourself to blame, don't you? Cool. Alright then. Tip number 1, if a lot of your picture involves basically the same color, select the outside of the image first. That's not in the thing, that's not in the thing, that should all be good. Oop, oop. Like that, expand the selection a little bit. Invert and then fill. Black. But alternatively, boom. Now I don't have to worry about green. Horses are prey animals and herd animals. They will spook at a moment's notice and have 2 reactions to danger: kick and run. Not bad. Not bad reaction. What if we get a foal and have it be raised by goats? Can we teach it to freeze? I missed the spot on the tail. Did one now? Ah, yes, thank you. Always. Oh god. Tip number 2, you can select transparency as a color, which means you can use it in the fill bucket. So you can anti-fill things. Right. Then like this. And painstakingly do all of these. No, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. So how are we all doing? I don't like how that looks. I'm going to carry that down. Oops. Wrong tool. The fill bucket is your friend. Oh yeah, we still haven't designed fill bucket, have we? We said we would. That's not on my list of things to draw. Okay, and now we have that. Gonna grab something like this. Some sort of wibbly wobbly brush. Fix the transparency because I did this on a different layer. And add a bit of variety. Yeah, like that. What's with the bandages? Have you ever played Sonic Boom? Because the answer is, if in doubt, bandages. What lore reason is there that they, for them, that can spawn a 20-minute video? You see, they were cast out from their original dwellings, and which is why they've had to take shelter in these ruins. But in doing so, they had all of their possessions taken away from them, including clothes. This is because the grand god of the cave serpents, Casquidula, was just really petty one day. Not a good reason, but this is a god. That's what they do. The whole explanation sounded like I was having a stroke. Nah, that was earlier today. That's already happened. You're just dealing with the consequences. Are you saying you didn't believe the story of Casquidula? This is also on its own layer, so I can do some fun stuff. What else can I do? I'm gonna do something like this. This is a bit tricky, this one. Seems nice. Also put these on the same layer as the other stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. You expect me to know what I'm doing? Gonna fix that. Actually, now that I've done that, I probably should have done it on a different layer. How can I get away with this? Ooh, I might be able to get away with this. Nobody will know. And thus, I can mess around with it. Darker. Yes. That answers that question. This is why you do things on different layers. Hooray! Let's make those lights. No purple eyes. I was gonna go with orange, but no. Okay. And now stuff. Does the week hold anything interesting for anybody? Just remember the thing I was gonna fix. Maybe, yes, no. Need to copy those, undo, paste. Now we have both. Don't think the weekend ever does. Ever does what? Works for a living! Hi Hill Dragon, how you doing? Yeah, ultimately went for green, but actually, yeah, kind of works. Have to change the claws now, maybe. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot you're saying is the same. No, that's because I'm not on the right layer. Remember, kids, select the right layer. Yeah, we'll go with that. From a design perspective, also, yeah, we'll do this. From a design perspective, it's probably not the cleverest idea to make a creature be red or pinky red in an environment that's exclusively lit by blue and green lights. Because they're just gonna look kind of monochrome and dark. But that's for the lighting engineers to work out. And they don't exist, so... Hurrah. I should save this, probably. Arty stuff. Project Via. Art. Me. This. We don't have to worry about that. It's fine. Okay, let's do some quick shading. By the way, if you fancy commissioning me to do something like this, very cheap. I've done this in an hour. I'm roughly £10 an hour. You'll probably get something quite similar for Kofi Doodles. Also, I need to pay for an optometrist. I'm going to keep saying that, because I'm annoyed by it. Bloody migraines, honestly. Why I haven't included these in the stuff? Because I'm bad. I haven't included these in the stuff. That's how the English language works. Oh, if I asked, has the weekend held anything interesting? I see. The problem is, one thing that's good to bear in mind for these streams is I can't remember anything I say. So, invariably, if you reply to something I've said, there is, I was about to give you a probability after saying the word invariably, and that's not how invariably works. I've already forgotten what I said halfway through the sentence. Halfway through the same sentence. See? Invariable. Did the colours in an hour? You did the sketch earlier. Shush. I mean, the sketch was less than an hour. We did it in the first half of a VIA stream, you know? Actually, I did both of these sketches in the first half of a VIA stream, so yeah, I could probably do this like an hour and a half. Bit of depth. Let's get some shine. Let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I ain't gonna let it shine. I'm gonna add even more shine with a positive glow, like that, which is gonna look weird to begin with, but trust me. Well, that's probably a bit of a tall order. Don't immediately distrust me. Okay, now what I do is I go in, I find whatever layer had the stuff on, the bandages, that, delete it, and now just levels to make it look like it's just shiny skin. With a bit of a help here and there. Tips for the lazy. He says going in and doing it manually as well. I didn't colour that toe in, or that one. That's fine, because I can just turn everything off. Fire off, you. And go to, I think it was this layer? Well, marvelous. Turn it all back on again. Hurrah for separate layers. Also, this could probably do with a nice shine. Let it shine. The lights come. Probably could do more with the spikes, that's fine. Should specify this isn't even the detailed coloring layer, or shading layer. Let's do that now. A Medusa that throws your friends at you for demoralization. That's, yeah. Oh, how about, okay, Souls-like game, where you die a lot, and they use your previous bodies as weapons. So you get turned to stone all the way through, and they're throwing you at yourself. That would have made Mytha a lot more interesting. New video coming soon. How to make all of the bosses in Dark Souls 2 interesting. No, we did that, didn't we? We rewrote the story. Yeah, don't worry, we're not. We're good with the language here. I may not repeat it because I like to savor the use of swear words. When I swear, you know about it. Specifically, I'm surprised there wasn't one with like a period after it as well, and you have to do one when it's capitalized the M. I'm also surprised in this day and age that we haven't got like other equal opportunities versions of that. It's always the mother, isn't it? Come on, it's the 21st century. We can do better than that. What about the father? Gender non-specific guardian. Everybody deserves fun. Oh, I see that one, and it explicitly says that the reason for that is bullying. It's not even swearing or anything, it's bullying. Sounds a bit weird. I mean, if it sounds weird with one gender and not the other, then that's a societal bias. It's been drilled into you. Also, I do feel like that, as an insult, has rather lost its edge, you know, in the age of the popularization of the term MILF. You know? There's going to be an awful lot of auto modding going on here. It's not about relations. I'm taking this literally. Otherwise, it's a figurative expression, and as a consequence, not ripe for parody. And if something's not ripe for parody, it's not ripe for this chat. I've got to take the mick out of everything. Myself included, of course. I am by no means exempt. I'm at the top of the bloody list. Oh, allow? I got 3. There were 3 in that one. Well done, Chippy. Who's Mick and why is he in everything? I don't know. I feel like there might be a sort of a trickster god kind of thing. Always inserting themselves into things and causing mischief. Mick might be one of Loki's many names. Does that work? Works enough. I'm thinking about the mask. Allow. Yep, both MILF and DILF. Both of them are on the list. That's nice, that's fair, you know? That one actually was MILF full stop and DILF question mark full stop. Oh no, hang on, the full stop is part of the permitted term sentence. Okay, so DILF question mark. I had to permit explicitly. Again, automod is very specific with punctuation. There's some nice foley lines going on here. Oops. Bit weird. All these bandages are going to be perfectly flat. Not all of them are going to fold, but enough. Enough to break the visual monotony. If I wanted to break the visual monotony, I'd stop streaming. See? I'm ripe for it as well. It happens. Claw. Right, now for the highlights. This shouldn't take as long. Yeah, if you get a doodle on Ko-fi, this is... I'm probably not going to do this. You'll get a nice simple shading. This may be a little overboard. As always, I don't know when to stop. Sorry, a random sequence of thoughts have just made their way into my brain and have made me realise that it's been about a year since I did the Cluedo video. That's upsetting. Thinking about styles and how much effort I put into them compared to what they look like. The Cluedo one is a very time-heavy honcho. So many ad-permitted terms. Half of my chat is ad permitted term. Ad permitted term, quotation mark, MILF. Not even the end one. A year. The reason I think it must be about a year because I used the style in my October challenge, so it had to have been before October last year. And we're in August. why Automod can help MILFs and DILFs so much. It's not that. It's that they're like they just really care about punctuation. Automod was an English teacher in their previous life. I feel like Automod needs a character as well. Like we've got Hazel, we've got Frame Man. What about Automod? Missed this. Yeah, this system that I have is not ideal with very strong colours. But it works good enough. I still haven't done a little video explaining how I do this. With my weird folder setup. Because it's a pretty good way of getting very colourful shading. And I had to invent it myself, because no one else cared. Sometimes you have to do things yourself because no one else gives a toss. Okay, one more thing. One more thing, just for my own personal satisfaction. Probably unnecessary, but I'm gonna do it. Too much. Automod being a stickler for good grammar, exactly. Can I? Is there a grammar setting for Automod so that if you don't like capitalize and punctuate your posts correctly, it'll automatically block you? Don't permitted DILFs. Yeah, you got to pluralize, you know. Make sure you get your plurals sorted. I think I need an overall thing. So let me do that. Let's do it last. Why not? Whoops, let's actually set it to multiply. Why not? Big old general shaper. Yeah, it looks less flat. It was DILFs without the comma after, exactly, see? Oh, and line art. Line art, this is a relatively simple way of doing this quickly and lazily. Just copy all of the layers, merge them together, stick them on top of the line art, blur it a bit. Make like 5 or 6 copies of that so that it fully fills out the line art. Fills in, I should say. That, clip it to it, set it to colour. Make the line art a bit brighter. There we go, now we have colourful line art. I should probably work out a way of doing that automatically as well. I could set up an auto thing for that. Sure. Also, why haven't I put shadow there? Oh, I have. It's just very dark. It's very light. Being overpowered. Occasionally you have to fix things. Fine. Baby dinosaurs! Classic. I forgot about baby dinosaurs. Speaking of baby dinosaurs, ah! Rhea. Rhea and dog. Oh. Baby is a bad word. We all know this. Baby dinosaur in particular. Still perplexed by that. We've got a little bit more time. We can start working on a new one. So that's okay. That's one down. 49 to go. Somebody pick a number between 1 and 49. I could do this. These could be Wednesday streams. Why not? Occasionally do music or something. Dog! I do want to do a render of that location, actually, so I guess we're still technically on 50. 49 and a half. No, I think I counted those separate. Okay, 49. You like Pope Dog? He's the best. Pope Dog's good. He sounds like Giles Brandreth. I actually looked up the voice actor to see whether it was Giles Brandreth. 47. Let's count backwards. Okay. I guess I'm doing my homework then. Let's stick this all in a folder. Get rid of it. Save. Right, so in that case, let's design some warring rebels in the floating city. Obviously, the later stuff in the list, the more recent the idea. And yeah, this is something that I said I would do from last stream. So, I'm doing my homework. I'm doing my homework, Mum. Are you proud? Right. All right. Was Liddard throwing the head? Christy was just standing in front of while throwing it. Christy was unrelated. Unless Christy wants to get involved, that's fine too. Okay, so idea. So my idea for this was there are the 3 warring factions in the floating city. There's the pirate people, there's the mutant people, and then there's the big strong people. Praise the dog. Praise the dog. This is Elden Ring in a nutshell. I read a lot of messages in Elden Ring, and I upvoted them every time they were useful or made me laugh. And you'd be surprised how many times the word dog made me laugh in Elden Ring. Anyway. Oh, look at that, cute. Dog Pope. Got a cookie. Stop distracting me with Elden Ring things. Yeah, so there are 3. There's the big strong ones, there's the mutant ones, and there's the pirate ones. And I like the idea that there, for a quest for the floating city, there's one of each faction that wants to defect and join another faction, and you have to help them. And they go around in a circle. I kind of like the idea that they all get together and help each other, and then as soon as they're finished helping each other, they go back to hating each other, but now for different reasons. Cycle continues. So what is there? There's... In my mind, there's the mutant that wants to be a pirate that wants to be the strong person, and the strong person that wants to be a mutant. That's the way around that I'm going. So I need to design those. So mutant that wants to be a pirate, I guess is relatively straightforward. You just sort of have, you know, multiple arms and strange. We have mismatched feet. Why not? I'm gonna give him a beak. Otherwise human head, but they have a beak. Or humanish head, anyway. And then they've got a few arms, maybe a wing. You're just chatting with the lizard on the battlefield. Having a chit-chat. Yeah, I don't know what the conclusion of that whole head-throwing thing is. You get to them in the tower. I don't know if you fight them. Or if you just have a nice chat. Cool. So now you get a Tricon, because you want to be a pirate. How do Tricons work? They're basically sombreros, but tied up, right? Have fun drawing a tricard is definitely very easy. I mean, one of my Avonvale characters, Kuhl, he has a tricorn. I've been trying to make pixel art of him. It's a pain in the ass. he's got a tricorn with like a really tall bit. Not entirely sure what I was thinking when I was doing that. Gaunt. Did we have like a? This is going to be a very strange thing to say. Did we have any kind of theme for the mutated people? So I need to ask. Dark. Someone that needs a fabulous hat for the other pirates will laugh at him. Yes. Am I just drawing the pirate Taunt? Is that what I'm doing? Not really. It's got a wing. Oh yeah, that's what I need to ask. Chibi! Yeah, we won't do that on stream. Something to chat about during the hangout, if you're free on Friday. I guess what I should do is I should look at the art I should look at the art on the Project Via gallery, which I updated recently with approximately 70 new pieces of art. I should look at the art that, in particular, Oobs has done. Chibi also did very good. I like that one. That one's good. Their little friend. But Oobs in particular has done some cool designs for stuff. So try and use that as a kind of basis. They could be mutants from Crimes of the Future, and all mutations are on the inside. Oh, so like 3 kidneys. Pancreas in the shape of a turnip. I'm still going for more circular. Ah, that's cool. They want. How about this? They want the hat to cover the eyes. The unfortunate thing is that they have too many eyes. It doesn't quite work. So it does cover those eyes, but not these ones. See, now I've got to draw things like Oobs. This is just a sketch because we don't really have time to do a finished thing, and I've got to draw 3 of them. They've also put eyeliner on, because even when you're a mutant, you can be fantastic. Spider pirate. Spirate. That's a spy pirate. You don't look like a mutant. Well, if you don't look, well, you don't look like an idiot, sort of situation. Fair enough. You put the hat back for the reveal of all the eyes. They just keep going all the way up the head, down the neck. So I don't know what you do for this one. Maybe you get them the hat. I don't know. Like a hand here. There's a hand here. May have too many things. There's a hand here. No, hang on. A tentacle here. Also, I feel like we should do, because a lot of these are technologically advanced, so we should have some sort of cyber sword. Like a kind of big thing here, and then this sort of. Crappy lightsaber sort of thing. Love this beak. It's going for a bit of a kind of shoe bill sort of thing. The humans were meant to, the mutants were meant to wear like full face masks because of their culture of shame. Yeah, well this one's mask would have to go all the way down the neck, so. No, do you know what? Let's go hooves. Hooves are fun. Again, I have no idea how much I'm adhering to the. So the vision of this sort of messing around, really. Imagine if you could or could not blink each eye individually. They can blink left and right, but unfortunately that alternates. So if they try and blink that one, it automatically blinks that one and that one and that one and that one. They have to stitch together their own clothes, obviously. There we go. Again, as soon as you realise that a tricorn is just a sombrero that's been pinned up, you could. Animator's nightmare. I was reading a thing the other day about how there was an animator at Disney, and their whole thing their whole shtick was that they would animate characters waggling their heads while they were speaking, just to show off. Because like lip sync is hard enough as it is, but also to have the mouth track the head while it's waggling from side to side. Absolute show off, frankly. Stitch on a new thumb to that glove. Yeah, Mick Carl recently reblogged that post again. Yeah. It's thanks to Chibi that I know this. Almost everything I learn nowadays is from Chibi or Oobs reposting something on Tumblr. So. It's Thunder Thighs! Yeah. They match the hooves. Okay, so that's the mutant. Now I want the pirate that wants to be a strong person. Now the idea I had for this is that the pirates seem to have a kind of cyborg thing going on. But I don't know what's the kind of visual style of the strong people. Basically, I like the idea that they're basically in a mech suit. That's how they become the strong person. Like, I'm going to join the strong people by being strong of metal. Thunder Hooves. What a name. Unfortunately, this idea does involve drawing a mech suit. Like an exoskeleton. A mexoskeleton, if you will. Yeah, I don't know what their visual style is in terms of, like, clothing or what have you. I don't think the mutants have much in terms of clothing. But the big ones, I don't think anyone's really drawn the big ones yet. Oops, scrolled up chat. Large tribals, lots of tattoos, few clothes. Cool, cool. So I guess this person... I never really draw like this, except on stream. I should do it more. Seems to get things done relatively quickly. Probably should use reference as well, but what am I going to do? Less clothes, more powerful. So I imagine this person's got like a kind of big tattoo across their face or something. I don't know how tribal tattoos work. Outside of like Zell. And they've also shaved their head, maybe. Maybe they're kind of emaciated in a way, like they're kind of very, very thin, and they've made up for it by sort of constructing their own mech equipment. That tattoo does go over the eye, you're correct. They injured that eye and it can't open now. So they tattooed over the scar. I feel like maybe this one actually actively holds a grudge against the faction they're from. Maybe they're part of the injury that they sustained, or they blame them for it. More bits of bandage. They're using this to strap them into the thing, I guess. Hey, look, there's a use for the bandages. Why did I decide to draw a mech? This is silly. I do actually have an idea on my list of video ideas that involve drawing mechs, and I've kind of been putting it off because it involves drawing mechs. I forgot how perspective works. Don't worry about it. Again, this is just a sketch to get the idea down. Maybe just two big fingers, as it were. It's a crusty old mech. They're making it out of whatever they can find on the wreckage of this city. But... without the aid of those supposed to be their allies. Maybe they don't have legs. Maybe they lost their legs in the conflict. That could work. More hooves! Robot hooves! This is very stupid. Anyway, that's that idea. And then there's the big one who wants to be a mutant. Now, this is the one that's much more serious. This one has pathos to it. What we're gonna have. He wants to be a mutant, so he gets the well-established mutant hat. Giving him pointy ears. This is a fantasy game. You get pointy ears. Why not? This is in bed. Nice. Nice. Are we right now? This is a mutant that wants to be a pirate. This is a pirate that wants to be strong. This is a strong person that wants to be a mutant. I don't know what the feet of these things are like, but again, I'm kind of running in blind here because I don't really have a design. So you might ask, what kind of strange, abnormal, unholy trickery of biology is going to cause this strong man to become a mutant? A very good question. And that's what the player has to help them with. Steroids is a good idea. A vat of magic radiation. Like, you had very different trains of thought. And that's what makes us work so well as a team. But also no. No, they're becoming a mutant through the power of cardboard. Magic radiated steroids. All these people except the pirates are gonna die. Oh no. Yeah, they got their new arms now and they're very happy. Kind of difficult to draw something crudely when you think about things in terms of form and structure. Like, I'm not saying I'm good at drawing hands, but... Tish. Hello, Lewis! This fella's a force to be reckoned with. Certainly not harmless. Nice. Also, congratulations on being the first use of the Badum command that wasn't me. This also involves me drawing muscles, not my forte. But it's also fantasy muscles, so... Hey, no, Liz, how was, graduation, that's the one. I had congregation stuck in my head, and it's technically a congregation, but it's not. Anyway, didn't know we had a Badum Tish. It's a recent addition. It was a few streams ago. No, it was, yeah, about a week ago. Yeah. I was being educated. Still hungover? Yes, exclamation mark badum, exclamation mark budum. And theoretically the drum emoji, although Twitch seems to change your emojis as soon as you type them, so I'm gonna have to sort that out. It works with the whole emoji, that's what I don't understand. Yeah, I don't know. You, my friend, deserve a larger head. Yeah, I'll work it out. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't work. It changes it to drum with drumsticks. Drum underscore with underscore drumsticks. So I'm probably going to have to add that to the list of accepted things. You know. Strange. Well, okay, here's the gaggle of misfits. Saves me drawing them next stream, I guess. Although I should probably have to do a drawing of them. I guess I did count these as 3. You asked me to do 47, but I guess I did 45, 46, and 47. Why does number 47 sound important? Don't know. Number 47. Does that ring a bell? Feels like it's the prisoner, but that's number 6. Number 47. The Stanley Parable, 427. Stanley was employee number 427. I don't know what to do. We have 1 minute. What can I do in 1 minute? I mean, I could make more sense of what's going on with that mech in the middle. That's for future me. That's future me's problem. I might just call it early. It's a nice, simple stream that's actually on time. A duck? Okay, fine, we'll draw a duck. There goes a duck. And then we end. Now we can end at 10:01. It's close enough. Or 9:01 for me. Yeah. Thanks for coming along. I don't have to do studio mode anymore. I can click on the thing. Look at the thing. Look, I made a thing. Woo! There it goes. Yes, we'll be back on Saturday playing Raft, I believe. If Lewis and Dark and Chibi are all available, and Pramps if they're available as well. Yeah. But until then, I believe there will be a Chibi Nether's Day tomorrow, unless I'm mistaken, which I often am. Perhaps some more Stray, perhaps else. I don't know. I don't tell them what to do. That would be weird. They tell me what to do with a knife. And then Sunday, Project Via. So we will see maybe some conclusion to the doodles I made today. Kitty Cat Thursday, it's ye. The cute robots and the cute cats. Cute. It's a cute game. Also spoopy. But yes, besides that, managed to get through the stream without getting another migraine, so that's good. I'm so paranoid now. Never had a migraine before, I don't know what to expect. We have no knives. Gonna do more SMT Friday too. Marvelous. So more Devil Summoner? My brain. Yeah, well, more SMT. Some more good fun with good, clever demons. Cute horror anxiety game. Yeah. Not a horror game Friday. It's not a horror game. It's fine. So thanks for coming. I hope you all have a wonderful time. I'm going to open some windows because it is really very warm. Hope you have a grand old time. Adrian von Ziegler is still chugging away in the background, but I am going to have to mute you now. Wow, we managed to finish before I actually finished a 2-hour Adrian von Ziegler video. Oh no. Windows have been open. You're still very warm. Yeah, can't imagine a lot's going to change. 2 hour later in Barnsley, chlamydia. When is American? CC, what do you? CC is the worst stenographer. Yes, I'm gonna leave now, and I'm gonna play music as I go. I don't know. CC wanted to talk about. I apologize for anybody who actually uses the captions on this stream because they are very inaccurate, but I also find them quite funny. The inaccuracy probably has something to do with the fact that I speak very unclearly. And I'm also not American. They're probably tuned to an American accent. But, hey ho. Such is life. Say Lamore. Have a wonderful time, everybody. I think they have a misprinted thesaurus. It's like the translation book in Monty Python. My hovercraft is full of eels. Have a wonderful time, everyone. Look after yourselves. I'll see you around. Goodbye. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chit-chatting. It's always good. Bye.